The night the storm hit Ijebu village, the wind screamed like a wild beast, tearing roofs from homes and snapping trees in half. Rain fell like stones, hammering the earth with unstoppable force. In the chaos, a knock came at a lone farmer's door. Who could be out in this madness? Tunde opened it and froze. There, soaked and trembling, stood a woman so radiant that it was almost impossible to look at her. Her eyes seemed to glow in the storm, and the air around her felt alive with a strange, otherworldly power. "Please, I need shelter," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the roar of thunder. Tunde hesitated. Letting a stranger inside could be dangerous, but something in her gaze made him step aside. That choice would change his life forever and set in motion a chain of events that would bring him wealth, envy, heartbreak, and a test of love stronger than any man had ever faced. Her name was Zara. She stayed by the fire, shivering, while Tunde gave her dry clothes and a warm bowl of yam porridge. That night, he could hardly sleep. He kept glancing at her as she sat quietly, and he felt a strange pull in his heart, a mixture of awe, curiosity, and something he had never known, love at first sight. Over the next days, Zara helped Tunde in the fields and around his small home. She laughed softly at his jokes and shared quiet stories of distant lands, though she never spoke of her own past. Tunde's lonely heart slowly filled with hope. He wanted nothing more than to ask her to stay with him forever. But before he could, Zara took him under the old mango tree at the edge of his farm. The storm had passed, leaving the night still and silent. She looked at him with serious eyes. "Tunde, I will marry you. I will make you happy beyond your dreams, but you must promise me one thing. When I sleep at night, no light must enter our room. No candle, no lamp, no fire. If you see me while I dream, I will live forever, and sorrow will follow you." Tunde laughed softly, thinking the promise easy. He said, "I swear it. I will never break it." After their marriage, the miracle began. Tunde's once small and dry farm exploded with life. Yams grew so large they could feed 100 mouths. Corn shimmered golden in the sun, sweeter than honey, and birds from other villages came to feast on it. Tunde bought cows, repaired his house, and built a larger home. Zara cooked, laughed, and brought light to his life. But envy lurks like a shadow. The villagers whispered under the great umbrella tree. Bala, a greedy man, leaned close to Tunde one day. "Hiss, how can a poor man become so rich? And his wife, no woman in Ijebu shines like that. Perhaps she brings wealth through magic." Sadi, a curious market woman, approached Zara. "Tell me your secret. How does your husband's farm grow so rich, and why do you never tire or grow dusty like the rest of us?" Zara smiled gently, like the calm after a storm. She said, "I follow the heart's way. Peace, love, and care bring blessings. No magic here, but honesty and work." Their words did not satisfy the villagers. They whispered, nudged, and planted seeds of doubt in Tunde's mind. Even the chief, proud and jeweled, invited Tunde and Zara to a grand feast. Zara entered in a simple white dress, and the hall went silent. Drums paused mid-beat, servants froze, and the chief's own eyes widened. "You are a lucky man," he said, eyes sharp. "But tell me, how did you find her? A woman like this belongs in a palace, not a humble farmer's home." The chief's advisor leaned close. "She is not like us, my lord," he whispered. "Watch her. She is no ordinary woman." Shame and doubt crept into Tunde's heart. He defended her, but the whispers haunted him. Nights became restless. The promise of darkness pressed on his mind. What if Zara was hiding something? One evening, Bala offered him palm wine and spoke softly. "Tunde, a man must know his own home. How can you trust a wife you cannot see in light? Perhaps she is tricking you, hiding gold, or even transforming while you sleep. Are you brave enough to find out?" Tunde's pride flared. He had always been strong, a skilled hunter and a hard-working farmer. He could not be called weak. That night, Zara prepared a meal of pounded yam and goosey soup. She smiled at him, noticing his silence. "My husband, do not listen to the voices outside. They do not know the music of our home." Tunde nodded, but inside, a storm raged. As Zara blew out the lamp, leaving the room in darkness, his curiosity overwhelmed him. Slowly, trembling, he reached for the small wooden table beside the bed. His fingers found a candle and a box of matches he had hidden. The warning echoed in his mind, but the temptation was too strong. Just one look, he thought. I will see her face for a second and then blow it out. He struck the match. A small flame leapt to life, and the candle flickered orange in the darkness. He turned it toward her. What he saw made his heart stop. Zara was not a woman of flesh alone. Her body shimmered with radiant light, woven from gold and silver threads of the sun and moon. Tears streamed down her face, and each drop stole a small piece of her form, dissolving into thin air. She had been giving herself to bless his life, silently, night after night. Zara's eyes opened. The room glowed with the candlelight, and the fragile brilliance of her body flickered like dying fire. "Tunde," she whispered, voice like a fading echo, "why could you not trust the love we had in the dark? Your greed brought the light, and now I must go." Before he could reach her, she began to vanish. Her radiant form thinned, almost transparent. His wealth, his cows, his farm, they all began to crumble. Yams turned to dust, cows to grey stones, and the gold coins under his bed became dry autumn leaves. By dawn, Tunde sat in the mud outside, his home reduced to its original state. Villagers gathered, laughing. Bala sneered, "Look at Tunde now. We warned you. Her wealth was not real. She has gone, and you have nothing." Tunde ignored them. The only thing he wanted now was Zara. Filled with regret, he left the village and entered the dense forest, calling her name. Days passed. He ate little, slept less, but never stopped searching. Deep in the forbidden forest, he found strange plants that moved on their own and birds that spoke like humans. A blue parrot landed on a branch above him. "Why do you cry, son of the earth?" it asked. Tunde told the bird the story of the candle and the broken promise. The parrot tilted its head. "She has returned to the heavens. To find her, you must climb the mountain of silence. There, illusions of wealth and fear will test you. Only one who seeks love, not gold or pride, may succeed." Tunde did not hesitate. He climbed the mountain, sharp rocks cutting his hands, wind tearing at his body. The mountain whispered illusions, piles of gold, a beautiful woman offering comfort, voices telling him to turn back. Each time he shook his head. "Not wealth, not pride, only her," he said aloud. Halfway up, he discovered a small cave. Inside sat the mountain elder, an old woman by a small fire, holding a candle made of ice. "So, the farmer who loves light has come," she said, eyes kind yet piercing. "You must give up what humans prize most to bring her back." "What must I give?" Tunde asked. "Not your life, your story. If she returns, the world will never see her beauty. She will appear as a simple woman. You will have no wealth, no pride, and the villagers will mock you forever. Can you love her then?" Tunde smiled, tears streaming. "If she is with me, I am the richest man in the world. Let them laugh. Their voices are dry leaves. Her love is all I need." The mountain elder nodded. The cave filled with soft light as she whispered blessings on his journey. With renewed courage, Tunde pressed on until he reached the palace of clouds where Zara awaited. She descended in radiant simplicity, and he held her hand, heart full of devotion. Together, they returned to the forest edge. Tunde rebuilt his home, not for wealth, but for love. Villagers still whispered, but he no longer cared. He had learned the greatest lesson. Trust, love, and promises are worth more than gold, power, or pride. And in the quiet nights, when the wind rustled through the mango trees, he would remember the storm, the candle,
and the light that could have destroyed everything, had it not been for love that never gave up.